do you find yourself picking up your phone constantly? I mean, throughout the day, just constantly checking it, constantly checking an email, constantly checking for texts, seeing if something new has come up. Do you find yourself like getting lost in your phone and being like, wait, what am I even doing? And you're scrolling through, you're refreshing your Gmail as if you're waiting for some insanely important email that's supposed to come. But like, bro, like, you're 26 who is waiting for a very important email. Like, the best thing you're gonna see is like a deal to dog food or something, bro. We already live in an age where there's so much information. We're using our minds constantly. We're using our minds for our job, and we're using our minds for our leisure now. We're using our minds way too much where we don't have time to release the information. Because we're working long hours in day jobs and offices, and we're consuming, we're thinking, we're consuming knowledge, we're thinking, we're rearranging, organizing. A lot of brain power is being used. We get so tired that the default now is to pick up our phone, and at this point, it's basically like taking a smoke break, but scrolling on like TikTok or Instagram and just going on the shorts and short form content and just consuming quick bursts of information and dopamine. And of course, by the end of it, you never feel refreshed doing that. And you go back to work, or you go home, or you go and you have things that you need to get done, but you're just now information overloaded. There's a reason why our ancestors back in the caveman days did not really have the same anxiety that we have today. Because their anxiety is like, I need to get food on my plate or I will die. And it was so simple that they're just like, their body just moved. They're like, okay, I'm gonna go and do this now then. But nowadays, we have so many micro tasks that add up that cause us to be anxious, and now our default is to grab a phone and just to scroll and consume more information, and it numbs us from that anxiousness, but it's like it builds up in the background. And we either push it off into the distance or we get overwhelmed and like paralyzed. And what I mean is, if you have just small tasks piling up, you got laundry, you have dishes, you need to cook food, you need to, clean some rooms, you have to get gas in your car, you have to do your taxes, and you have to organize your rent. And it's so much more complex nowadays, and the fact is that, yeah, we probably don't have as much time to fix all of our modern problems, but at the same time, we are on our phone like for 4 hours on average a day. And even if you're on it and it's just for 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, that's a lot of excess information we're consuming. A simple task like washing the dishes is insanely good for your emotional processing. Because when our mind is tasked all day and is busy thinking and overthinking and getting anxious, a task where we can focus on being in the present, being in our bodies, not in our mind, will help us like subconsciously process those emotions. And it's often more appealing to wash the dishes in silence versus meditating in silence, where you're sitting there straight raw dogging your freaking mind. Because we're afraid now to be alone with our thoughts, dude. Like, I've seen so many instances of people my age or younger, you know, when they're hanging out, there will be a section of the hangout or just like a moment where people just pull out their phones and they're just on it. And it can be like for 5 minutes, it can be for just a minute or two, but it's like I understand if you're getting an important phone call or you're waiting for an important text, but it's like, if things get awkward, do you really need to do that, bro? Like, you got like 4 other people in front of you, man. And if they're all doing it, do you have to do the same thing? It's just weird. It's like literally not being on your phone nowadays is weird. Because when you're not on your phone, people think you're like weird because you should be on it. Like, everyone's on their phone. Everyone is on social media, and we're more connected on social media and such. But with the modern day already being so jam-packed with stuff that busies our minds, it's like another thing that will just consume us is our phone usage. And it's a weird space because here in the West, we value things like money and material, but kind of more vague, under the radar. Things like time and attention are forgotten. And I do appreciate that the younger generation is realizing this, but the older generation is slowly understanding. They are slowly understanding. But, you know, as we age, our habits and our ways of thinking become more concrete, and it's harder to stray away from those ideas and become more fluid. And it's hard for me to tell you guys the best advice to do about this modern problem of constantly being taxed from our attention and our time. Everything is taking attention and time. And rather than money, to me, that is becoming the most valuable resources, is attention and time. And where your attention goes, that is where your energy flows. And so if you are overthinking, you're anxious, you're focusing your attention on that, it's going to grow. It's like a plant that you water, and sometimes you're watering the wrong plants. And so to realize that we're watering the wrong plants in the first place, we need to look at what we're watering. And to look at it, we need more time and more attention, just more space. And so while we can blame the external factors of the way things are set up, the way, you know, the early engineers built social media as simply like a gambling machine, and they just mimicked that for our attention, and it's free, so it's like even more what's free for, you know, in terms of material money, but so it's even more easy to get addicted to. Like, I'd be seeing homeless people with phones, and it's not that they can't own phones, it's the fact that it's another thing to get them addicted to. And it's like, it can help homeless people get jobs, but at the same time, it's such a double-edged sword where it can help them, you know, numb the pain of being homeless. And it's like, dang, dude. But my point is, like, the way things are set up, there's so much change we can do there, but as an individual, as the power that we hold right now, basically, we can, take like one freaking breath and become aware of ourselves and be like, okay, dang, there is something about me that wants to grab my phone and just watch YouTube all day, or scroll on TikTok, or scroll on Instagram. And maybe that's not the answer for 4 hours a day. Hey, every once in a while it's cool, but maybe not for 4 hours a day. It's hard to justify that. And then it's hard to justify that and sit there and be anxious and complain about the world. So, hey, best of luck to y'all. Thank y'all for watching. More content coming. I am going to be in Japan kind of soon. So if you would like to see me talk about different ideas with a cooler background, then feel free to subscribe. If it's your vibe, it's your vibe. Thank y'all for watching.